Good morning, everybody. So, just pulling some cards, and we got three out of the grounding and nervous system reset part of the deck. One from the inner child, and one from higher connection. So, the importance of being rooted and grounded, tapping into Mother Earth, protecting your energy right now as we come into this next season that is happening with the eclipse, the year of the fire horse, everything coming in Aquarius. And Aquarius is about that bigger connection, bigger picture. And so staying rooted, staying grounded when we can tend to get pretty flighty, being in an Aquarius as an air sign, becomes really important. Also protecting your energy. And then closing out this 9-year cycle, and somebody said it last night, like closing out this 9-year cycle, what was going on 9 years ago, what was going on 9 years before that, and 9 years before that, what are the similarities between those. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. Similarities between those. And like being able to look at those younger versions of you and bring back in that joy, that smile, that lightness. So we wound up with giggle breath. And then, as I said, Aquarius is an air sign. Things are going to move fast, and we have angel wings. So lift, protect, and fly, and really being able to see things from a bigger picture. So when we break it down individually by card, that rooted breath, ground, center, and settle. And that is finding these breaths that we can feel into, that we can drop into, really growing our roots down and being fully connected to the earth. And as I like to breathe in for 4, breathe out for 4. And as you kind of do this, just imagine growing those roots down from your sit bone, your tailbone, from the soles, the energy centers, and the bottoms of your feet, and letting those roots spread as far and as wide as they need to, so that you feel grounded, you feel stable, you feel secure, and then letting them grow down as deep into the earth through the layers of the topsoil and soil, the rock, the ancient stones. Breathe out down through the crystal, through the molten lava, through the molten rock, the sacred waters, coming to that core of Mama Gaia, that emerald or crystalline core, anchoring in those roots right near that core, and feeling that you are attached, that you are rooted like a tree. And then to take this into the next card, like the earth's womb, is there a space where you want to kind of follow yourself down those roots and find a space where there's like a cavern or a cave or something that feels warm, feels inviting, is just right for you? And kind of planting yourself there, curling yourself up, feeling completely connected to Mama Gaia, and allowing her, or even your roots, like picturing this from those roots, like allowing the nourishment to come in from her, allowing being cared for and held and secure and being warm and cozy down there, as if you're the seed waiting to sprout, as if you're the root gathering the nutrients to grow bigger and stronger. However you see that, but just taking that the earth's womb, like that space of love and comfort that she gives us. She provides everything for us. And so kind of breathing yourself in there, keeping that connection breath going, breathing in for 4, breathing out for 4. If you need to start to make the exhales a little bit longer and pull it into like a moon breath, go ahead. And just notice, are you pausing at the top of the inhale or at the bottom of the exhale? And here's where you can check that nervous system, see where it's at. So by breathing in, if we're pausing at the top, we're holding our breath, we have anxiety, there's some sort of anxious feeling, attachment there. If we're able to breathe it out to the bottom and we're holding at the bottom, the body's asking to slow down, because when we hold the breath at the bottom, the heart rate can slow, the breathing slows, the systems in the body slow. And then coming into the next one, that pink bubble protecting your energy. And this is really like picturing that energy from Mother Earth coming up, opening the crown of the head, letting the energy from Father Sky, God, Source, Creator, Universe, whatever you would like to call it, coming down and having them mix in the heart and literally allowing them to blow this beautiful pink bubble of energy out through you in connection with your higher self, your soul self, and this energy of this pink bubble protecting you 12 feet in all directions. You've got plenty of space to move, be, breathe, be you. And I like to put mirrors facing out on the outside of that bubble and just allowing those mirrors to reflect away what is negative or thrown at me in a negative way, sending things back to the senders and allowing that bubble. So this meditation, doing this meditation in the morning before you leave the house, before going into groups of people or people you know that you tend to, collide energy with, or you feel like you absorb their energy, really keeping away from absorbing that energy. And keeping yourself protected, and throughout the day going to check and make sure like there's not a rip or a tear in your bubble, making sure like you haven't torn a hole somewhere, and you can repair that easy just with your own energy, fixing that tear. So that's the grounding and rooting part of this. And the next is that giggle breath, coming into that inner child. And like I said, those 9-year cycles. So 9 years ago, what was going on in your life? 9 years before that. So we're looking at these younger versions of ourselves and really being able to accept what was happening then, closing out that cycle. Except at that younger age, closing out that cycle. What needs to close out? So when I looked back at it, like I was ending relationships at every single point in those 9-year parts. So accepting where I was at, I was doing the best I could, accepting where I was at, learning to stand up for myself for the first time, accepting where I'm at, and then bringing like the joy back into those places. So smile, light, and joy. Like that giggle breath is 3 inhales through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. So it's like ha, ha, you can't do it more than like 5 times without having to smile at yourself for doing it. And that's the whole joy of that giggle breath. Like, bring that joy, that feeling, that innocence back in. Yep, I can accept all of these places, and I can still allow my inner child to be my inner child, my younger selves to be themselves. And in accepting them, I get to help myself heal. And the last card that came out was Angel Wings. So like I said, in Aquarius, everything's that bigger picture. So here we get to grow those wings. We get to lift ourselves high. We get to protect ourselves, and we get to fly. We can see from a higher perspective and see things. So I always say, like, some people grow their wings through vision, through their back. Some people are handed their wings through vision. Some people just know that they're there and have never been used. You know, it's kind of like when a butterfly unfurls their wings, or a dragonfly first comes up and their wings flutter and start to dry off, and they realize they have these things. Oh, where can I go? What can I do? So using your wings however you see them, and you may not see them as what we would think of as angel wings and feathers, and you know, maybe you see something that's more similar to a butterfly wing, or a dragonfly wing, or a fairy wing, or whatever you see. But I'm breathing in, exhaling out, and putting that focus right where you would imagine wings being on your back, like around those shoulder blades. Like we have wings, but feeling into that, seeing those wings, breathing into it, exhaling out. What does it feel like to just kind of find that flutter? Excuse me. What does it feel like to lift yourself up with them? So we have the protection of the angels. We have the protection of the she. We have these protections when we open to see them. And if you haven't done it yet, Corinne Grillo has a book of 21-day angel. I can't remember the name, but if you look her up, it'll be a 21-day with angels. And this was one of the first ways I started to really be able to see how much they were around, because as you start to really notice the signs, it's amazing. So, and I've always known that, like, she were here because we have we have multiple things that go on in this house, but being able to have that protection, and then to fly up to see that bigger picture. Where do you want to go? What are you calling in for energy during this? You're the fire horse. You're this solar eclipse coming up. Like, they fall on the same day, and there's no coincidence. And Neptune and Saturn coming into conjunction in Aries once again, or conjunction once again, this time at that 0 point of Aries. And so this has never happened before. So what are you going to call in for this season? And what are you releasing during the eclipse? So I hope this helps. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. Just some things to think about as we're coming up to this. And I'm sending you so much love.